All right, guys, it's time for the big one, time for the NFL Championship game. So I was considering doing some sort of like special thing about the 1958 NFL Championship game, but as you know, I already covered that sort of in the first video of this series. And there's also so much information out there about that game that I'm not quite sure what I can add to it. Let me just say, though, that this is even bigger because we actually had to go through a postseason to get to this game as opposed to having it just sort of happen. So we'll go ahead and we'll just jump straight into this. I'm not sure what to expect here. I don't know if we're able to actually beat the Colts. We definitely didn't beat them the first time that we played them. And the Colts are probably a team that is ranked much higher than we are. Here you go. You can see it doesn't say Super Bowl, it just says title game. And that's because it's the NFL Championship game is what's going on. So we have the NFL Championship on the line. And we'll see if we can actually win it this time around and get revenge. We win the toss and we will take the ball, of course. I don't know. I mean, you could kick off, but I'd always want to take the ball here and try to go down and score a touchdown right away. So let's see what we can do. Boy, the pressure really is on. I tell you, the weather that we have out here too is it's snowing as I speak. So much for good weather for Tecmo Super Bowl. We have snow outside on top of all of the snow that we got in the past. And so it's going to be one of those winters, I'm afraid. It looks like it's just never going to end, and I'm not sure if we're going to have clear ground until until March sometime. It already is February. Well, we just barely got that one away, and it's a touchdown. So we get over to Alex Webster right away, and we score a touchdown, and this is exactly the way that we wanted to start. That's why you take the ball first, right? So you can, get a good run leading things off, and then score a touchdown. And now we can go play some defense, huh? So if there's any team in this particular version that's overpowered, it's going to end up being the Baltimore Colts, of course. We'll see what we can do against them. I'm going to do the same thing that I've done before to try to, make sure that I can figure out like what kind of play they're calling in general. But this is a play that I completely forgot that they had, so there you go. And let's see if we can get them this time around. So the basic idea here is we just sort of wait back and sort of see what's going to happen. And yeah, they're starting to march up the field against us, so that wasn't really much of a defensive stop, was it? I was actually hoping to get him for the sack, but unfortunately, instead it had me sort of leaping to try to block the pass. And that's a little bit more good luck for us, so we forced a third down. There we go. Yeah, how you like them apples, huh? All right, well, that gives us a little bit. It was a okay run by Triplet. Frank Gifford running now. All right, that's the reason why I love that pass, that up and B. That's got to be my favorite play in this game. I just love having these options. But this is a team that's going to make it a little bit difficult for us to do the easy passes. This is not like facing the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll tell you that. Touchdown, there you go. So it'll be 14-0 here in a sec. That's a little bit more like it. I'm starting to breathe a little bit more easily, but we've still got a long way to go in this one. We're not even done with the first quarter yet. Oh shoot, that is definitely not what I wanted to do. I was hoping that we could get that super kick, and that's not what happens. Instead, we've given them a short field. So this is just the same, though, as them having that big return, which is what they had last time around. And we have stopped Johnny Unitas once again. Well, who was that to? Okay, I thought that Johnny Unitas would have like some pretty good passing ratings. It didn't look like he had good passing ratings that time. That was really, really bad. All right, we forced the punt. So far so good. This is going the way that we were hoping it would go. This is going to be a touchback. How do I know? Because I have played Tecmo Super Bowl many, many times, my good friend. All right, well, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can catch them napping a little bit here, huh? Keep them on their toes. All right, that's not too bad. That was pretty bad. We didn't have anybody who was open, so we didn't want to risk it. This guy who we're passing it to here is one of the slowest receivers I've ever seen. I mean, he's just like, it's like throwing it to a truck. I had a guy open down there and I couldn't get to him in time. All right, we're actually going to punt this time, 4th and 18. We're not going to do the crazy thing. Oh, that may have been a little bit too long on that punt. That's all right. All right. All we have to do, we don't have to necessarily score in every possession. We just have to win the game. That's all we're looking for. Kind of surprised. I don't think that Johnny Unitas was really that much of a mobile quarterback. This is another rating I think in this game is somewhat questionable. I haven't really looked that deep into it though. I mean, you can download it if you want. It's easy to find. I got this from tecmobowl.org, just like everything else. So you can sort of look it up there and sort of see what you think. Yeah, they got a punt. I want to see him try a field goal from here, huh? Try an 85-yarder. I think we might be able to have a return. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we will have a return. All right, let's see if this works. No, sirree, that's not going to work. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that definitely didn't work. All right, we just have to hold them a little bit here, right? Wow, they took up about 6 seconds trying to call this field goal. Nah, we didn't block it. Oh, and they miss! Oh my goodness. Look at him go, look at him go! Alright, so that brings us to halftime as always. Tell your kids to what? Eat Hormel brand chili. There you go. So while we're watching this commercial, I do want to tell you my own commercial, which is that if you enjoy the stuff that I do, consider becoming a member on YouTube, or consider going over to Patreon and supporting me there. Your financial support really does make a big difference. It makes it possible for me to do more of these videos, and we're going to do a lot more after this. Yeah, bring back the cheerleaders, man. What is this garbage? Yeah, we should have had more cheerleaders in it, man. I don't know who created this ROM, but you did it wrong. All right. I'm starting to wonder if they're not using that as like a designed run for Unitas, which is just so strange. I mean, Unitas is not really a running quarterback, you know? I almost intercepted that, by the way. Very, very close. Yeah, see, this is one of the reasons why they always say when you're playing competitively, especially, you absolutely don't want plays like this one, right? Because you don't want plays that have a lot of backfield motion that you can't stop. And the reason why you don't want it is because if you have plays with all of this backfield motion and the defense guesses right, you can't do anything to get yourself out of the play. That's the reason why they just had like 3rd and like 30 or whatever it was, right? I almost thought for a second this is going to be a fake punt. That would be cool if you could program that into Tecmo Super Bowl. Let's see what the modders can do, huh? Boy, I almost broke that, huh? Alright, let's see if we can, like, get something happening without fumbling. That might be nice. As soon as I say it, huh? The right guy picked it up, that's for sure. How you like that? That's not exactly the way we designed that play. Yeah, it was a blitz. It was a blitz no matter what. How do you, in the NFL Championship game, how do you leave Alex Webster open like that? I mean, come on, man. Really? You're gonna leave this guy open like that? What do you think's gonna happen, huh? Okay. That's what happens if you run it to Gifford, so we're not going to run it to Gifford anymore. People afterwards are going to be like, man, what happened to Frank Gifford's running stats, right? If you ask me that question, I'm just gonna look the other way. Well, we'll take it. Hopefully we can hit it. We've already seen a team miss one of these. But we were able to get it 17-0, so it does work out in the end for us. But there's nothing guaranteed in the NFL Championship game, that's for sure. Even Hormel brand chili, I can't believe that they put that in there. Kind of makes me wonder what would have happened if we had made the Grey Cup, right? What would have happened in the halftime for that one? Oh man, how did he catch that? Ready, down, put. Ready, down, put. Well, that didn't go anywhere. I always wonder about that, right? Why doesn't he go through the hole instead of, you know, like ramming into the linebacker in front of him, you know? Why doesn't he just run for a first down? Is he stupid? And they missed another one. All right, well, it's just about that time. Maybe it's not quite that time yet, huh? Oh, she was intercepted. Yep. Yeah, it's because they guessed right, so that increases the chance of an interception if you happen to throw it. I think he was tackled by the quarterback. How do you like that, huh? Alright, let's call one of these plays here, huh? This has actually been a pretty exciting NFL Championship game. We've seen all sorts of crazy action. That time they blitzed, they guessed right, and I threw it over their heads anyway. Alright, fine. I'll just take this. We'll do it the easy way. Jeez. There you go, Frank. Frank's over there screaming at me like, ball, ball, ball. And I'm like, yeah, hold your horses. I see ya. You gotta give the ball to someone else sometimes too, right? Come on, Bob. Bob's trucking along. Alright, we got him to the point where they're starting to use those timeouts. This is what we want to see. Alright, yeah, that thing happened again. I've been talking about it before. This is the controller sticking, so sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So this time it works right. Yeah, that would have been a touchdown too. But 20-0. So they would, if they were going to win this game, they have to score 3 touchdowns in like a minute, basically. Because yeah, this is going to be down to just about a minute by the time they can actually run a play. It's too bad this game doesn't let you lateral it, right? That would be really cool, huh? The band is out on the field. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. Why don't you throw that again, Johnny? Yeah, see, every time that happens, because of the nature of that play, if we call the right play, then they're unable to do anything and they just get sacked. I had him for a loss too, man. That was a really, really poor decision on my part. How come that guy came out of like the sidelines? Where did that guy come from? He was like, you know, over there hanging out with the cheerleaders. Maybe it is a cheerleader, actually. We had a cheerleader come in on the tackle. Or not the tackle, come in to block. All right, this is it. Final play of the NFL Championship. Yeah, it's an incomplete pass, and that does it. And we watch it fumble away, and we've done it. We have won the NFL title. 221 yards is all that we had, and Gifford ran for 21 yards. It was it. It was all passing. Connerly's 200 yards, 73%. And this is the sight that I love to see. I'm being lifted up by the players. And we get the special music. And now we can sit back and enjoy it. Take a look at the whole roster. It's actually the first time that we've seen the roster. This is pretty cool, right? It reminds me of the old Mega Man games. Heinrich actually did pretty well in the backup role. We started him a couple times. We never saw Billy Lott or Phil King. We were lucky he didn't have a lot of injuries. I forgot that Summerall is a wide receiver. Yeah, he was an end, actually. But in real life, he didn't do that much ending around. He did a lot of kicking. And Don Chandler was the punter. That's another name that's pretty well known throughout the NFL, isn't it? By the way, in real life, I think it was, Lombardi was the defensive coordinator, if that's right. But some of you guys are going to have to correct me on this. Anyway, and here we get to go through the staff. I'm curious to see if they changed anyone's names. Of course, I don't know this off the top of my head. Yeah, Coach Mack. Oh, yeah. This is a great game, especially with this montage here at the end. If you've never seen it before, right, this is definitely worth, you know, sitting back and watching and sort of enjoying. But it's all good stuff, man. This is very well put together, very well designed. And it still amazes me that this is an 8-bit game. I mean, this could not have been that easy to, you know, put together. All right, well, we love you and we miss you, Tecmo. Because we're stuck with freaking Madden these days, right? What's up with that? So is there anything after this? Nope, it just goes back to that. That's all we get. So it's thank you and play again, right? Our princess is in another castle. Anyway, there you have it. So we finally had something that was successful on this channel. Here's hoping for more success soon. So I have another plan coming up for Tecmo Super Bowl and also a plan for Madden 94. We're going to do alternating videos, probably one per day, assuming I don't miss any days, which might happen. It's really coming down out there, man. It's really snowing. So there you have it. I hope it is not snowing where you are. It would be nice to have this in December. In February, not so much. Anyway, I'll talk with you guys tomorrow. Bye.